it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am here with my 12 months of Christmas video for February. So this is a open collab that was started by lovely Christine at Christine's Cards and Things. And the idea is to do a little bit of Christmas crafting every month throughout the year. And we are going to share our makes on the 25th of each month, because obviously the 25th of December is Christmas. So I don't know if I'm going to manage to do it every single month, but I did it in January and it's now February and I'm still here, so that's good. So what I decided last month, where have I put it, was I was going to try and focus on using this Simply Cards and Paper Craft gift, this one collection. It came in issue 264 at the end of last year, so I have used some of that again. I'm realising that I need to think of things that are going to use up a lot of it if I'm going to get through it because this is the second month of using it and I've hardly made a dent in it. So the first, I've made Christmas cards this month. So the first one I had a go with was the up down up fancy fold, which we did for the February fancy fold card challenge. So I've got one of those, and I used the topper bits and the patterned papers on this nice purple card. I think what I'll have to do when I write it is cut myself a panel of card and stick it on the back with my message written on it. But so that's the first one I've made. Then I decided, I was watching Create with Katerina, who I will tag in the description box below, and if you don't follow her already, you definitely should, because she makes gorgeous things and I often want to purchase something or pinch something of her ideas when I watch her videos. Is that good? I'll always credit her. So she made these, she was sharing projects she'd made for one of her magazine commissions, and she made these little hexagonal cards with a sort of woven pattern. So I don't know if you can you see it? Is that easier to see with the white behind it? Yes. So I thought, oh, I could figure that one out. I think she is threatening to do a wee tutorial for it, which I'm sure will be very helpful because I did muddle my way through. So I cut some of the papers into strips for this, and I made the frame using some nice gold cardstock, and then I've just popped one of the toppers on there and a little bit here and some little gems. I found these gems in B&M. They're like faceted ones. They only had one packet of those, so next time I'm passing a B&M I need to check them out. So that is my first one, and then inside I've just added another hexagon, and I used a stamp from this little stamp set because I was gifted, I think I shared it on here, I got a lovely box of goodies from Hilary at Pink Bubble Cards, or Crafts I think she is now, and so I thought I should use, there was a few little Christmassy bits in there, so I'm going to try and use them over these months as well. So I used the Merry Christmas from that. So I did this one in blue, and then I did this one in the purples. So it's got a lilac one inside, and again I just decorated it with the topper and some little gems to add a bit of bling, because if you can't have some bling at Christmas, when can you? So those are those ones. And then I also decided to have a go at an interlocking gatefold card, and I'm going to show you how to make these in a second. So I made this one with that same collection because I had all these frames and quite a lot of them have got a sentiment on it, and I thought So that should be the focal image, but just sticking that on is a bit boring, but this is a wee bit fancy. So I made that one. And then Hilary also gifted me a sheet from Hunkdory. And I can't remember now that I've pulled it all apart if it was just one sheet or if it was two. Anyway, I made this card. So it came with this beautiful reindeer and these little bits here and the frames. So I made this interlocking card, and I'm just about to make another one the same to show you, because I've got the same again, well, different colourways but the same again. So yeah, so I just added a little bit inside, and keep watching if you want to see how I made this. So thank you so much to Hilary for sending me these lovely goodies, and to Katerina for the inspiration for the hexagonal cards, and to Christine for the inspiration to even do this challenge, because I tell you, I'm hoping that by December I've got it all sorted. I'll be chilling with my feet up thinking of Easter probably by then. I hope I've not jinxed myself. Anyway, keep watching if you want to see the next bit of how I made another one of those cards. So, okay, so I am going to recreate a version of this card just to show you. I think I have made one of these before, and I think they're called an interlocking gatefold card. And so I've got some bits left over from the kit, the sheets that lovely Hilary sent me. This is what's left. So I think what I'm going to do is use these two just as I've done here. Now this is the papers that I used, so they are not going to be, I don't have quite enough facing the right direction to do what I want with this one, but I thought maybe maybe that would be nice behind this, and maybe this sort of colour in for the mat there. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. And I have started a bit of a card base for it. So this, I have scored it, and my scoring tool is very annoyingly making a mark at the minute. I think I need to get a white one because it's black. So what I have got here is a piece of, this is like 300 GSM. Oh, I should measure it in inches because I score it in inches, because that's what my scoreboard is. So it's 11 inches by, at the moment it's like just under 8.5, but this one is 7.5, so I'm going to trim it down to be the same height of card. So I just went with this measurement because I just wanted to use A4 cardstock. So you could make it a wider card if you used a bit of 12 by 12. You could have a like 6 inches wide, because you could have a 3 inch gatefolds and the 6 inch in the middle. But as I've got it like this, I've scored it at 2 3/4, and then flipped it over and scored it again at 2 3/4. So then you want to burnish that by just making sure that when you fold it, it's nicely lined up at the top and the bottom. and like so. Now, so there's your gatefold. Now, I can see that mine is slightly overlapping, and that's just a wee bit tricky when you're doing the interlocking. So I am just going to very carefully trim a little. And there we go, that's better. So as you can see, it's just the tiniest little bit of cut off there. So I will cut some panels. So for each side, I'm gonna, panels 2 3/4 wide. So I'm gonna do 2.5, and it's 7.5 tall. So I'll do 7.25 by 2.5 times 2. So 7.25 by 2.5. Yep. And 2.5. And then so the patterned layer that will sit on top of that, which is going to be this one, will be 7, another 1/4 inch off. By 2.25. Okay, so what I have been doing is with Christmas papers and things, as I come across them, I have got them stashed in here. There's also some bits of stickers and things, so when I'm looking for a bit of Christmas paper, I can just pull out that folder and find something. I've still got, you know, pads and things elsewhere, but for papers that were, you know, out of a magazine or whatever, and I'm trying to use up those because, you know, you spend good money on them, so you want to make something nice with them. It's trying to look Christmassy outside today. I'm filming this a wee bit in advance, like a week in advance actually, and I've just been back, walked up to the post office, and it was snowing as I walked up, but it's not lying on the ground, so I just go over the edges sometimes. I don't know if you can see it, but it just gets slightly fuzzy edges with that paper cutter I've got, and I don't like that, so I just run my scissors up it, and then that's it done. So let's just pop those on there, and then these little panels like so. I don't think they need a, maybe they do need a little haircut along the edges. It's just like the sort of fibres of the paper or the card isn't completely cleanly cut, it's slightly fuzzy. Right, I'll pop this one down. Now, I mean, probably other people are much neater and tidier when they do all this, but for me, when you're putting the frame, the next bit on, I definitely have to move things just a little bit sometimes. It's slightly messy when I do it, so I would definitely use wet glue, which is my preference anyway. But if you use wet glue and you find you're just a little bit higher or lower than you should be, it's so easy to just adjust it straight away before it sets or dries. So yeah, so that is the base of my card. And now, as you can see here, the frame is glued onto one side and the internal part is glued onto the other side. So we just need to kind of measure that. So I'm going to start with the frame and just try and get that so it's in the right kind of spot. And then what I am going to do is just draw a little line, and that just lets me know where to put my glue. So I'm just going to check and see as well, is there any little tabby bits that I want to trim off. Again, they might not be that obvious on the camera, but up close I see all the little, you know, the bits where it pops out, little knobbly bits. Okay, so now you have to make sure, if you do that, you know which side you were putting the glue on. Okay, so now kind of halfway and in line with that pencil line, and then I'm going to just stick that on. Okay, now this one is going to glue onto this side, so again I need to kind of balance, line that up with where I want it to be. And then I'm just going to hold it there and open up that side. Ooh. Now I think I've slightly wobbled that, so let me just, I've drawn that line there. What's that like? Nah, like that, that's better. Okay, so this one. Okay, so okay, so now this side is slightly fiddlier because I need to line it up. I need to line up my line, but also line it up with the frame. So I'm going to move it just slightly higher up. Okay. So there we go. So I don't want to kind of close it up too quickly in case there's any little bits of glue peeking out that are going to stick the card together. And then I'm just going to check and see that none of my pencil lines are visible. If they are, just rub those out. So that is the basic kind of mechanism of it. Now, what other bits have I got that I could decorate with? So I'm going to use these bits for this one. I'll probably use this little season's greetings. Now what I did on this one was I did it on this corner with a little, that's too similar in colour I think to that one. I've got this nice trim as well, but it's a bit thick I think. So I think what I'll do is I might just pop this on I'm just trimming off any little bits. Yeah, just checking you can see what I'm up to. So put that bit on there. And then I think, so in this one I added a bit in the inside. So I think I'm going to do the same again. So I'm going to just trim that there. And then this Christmas wishes that I added here was from some more of these papers. So I might just see if there's another bit I could stick on. This I think was a Tonic Studios magazine. Yeah, maybe this. What's on the back of this? See, that's where I got the other one. That's a blue one this time. Yeah, I'm gonna. Cut that out there. Or pop that on. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do that. I've got a little. Okay. So yeah, so they're pretty easy, and sometimes, well, I'm sure you probably are not like this, but sometimes when I get these sort of hunky-dory kit kind of bits, I think I'm not quite sure what to do with these sort of cut parts with the frames, and then I thought, wait a minute, I know what I could do. So there we go. So that's the inside and that's the outside, and when it sits up it just sits nicely like that. And I've still got a tag and a couple of bits there and these two little frames. I don't know if these frames are going to complement. Potentially I could layer up something with that one, couldn't I? So yeah, potentially some more cards to come, but that is number 1 and number 2. Oh, I really need to put some bling on, don't I? Gotta have a bit of bling. Now I've got these ones that I am loving. These sort of pinky ones might be quite nice. Okay, let's maybe do this up here. Like so. Oh. Squint. And then, yeah, perfect. So let me know, of all the cards I've made, do you like these interlocking gatefolds, or do you like the hexagon ones? What do you think? What's your favourite? I'd love it if you'd let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye now.